Okay, Steve Smith at quarterback, hands off to Kerry Smith, the Grand Rapids, Michigan lad at tailback, and he moves up over the 36 to the 35-yard line. There it is, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Believe it or not, and Ripley couldn't have made it any better than this. That's all there is. There isn't any more. And who could ask for anything more? In fact, Robert Frost Ufer sums it all up like this. 12 long years of waiting, 12 long years of pain. They came, they saw, they conquered. Bows won the year's last game, the Rose Bowl game of 81, and fans will long remember. This win will leave a taste so sweet right through till next September. Yes, sir, football fans. A great big Michigan victory in the fabulous granddaddy of all bowl games, the Pasadena Rose Bowl. Think of it. Can you imagine it? After all these frustrating years, Bo George Patton Schembechler has finally broken the jinx. Or should I say, the Cinderella football team of 1980 has given old General Bo the most coveted victory that any football coach can dream of. A victory in the prestigious Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, and Michigan did it today. They did it for Bo. They did it for the largest living alumni body in the world, all 300,000 of them. They did it for the sagging prestige of the Big Ten. They did it for the school with the winningest tradition in the history of Big Ten football. And listen to the band playing the greatest college fight song ever written in the background, the Michigan Victors. And these Wolverines did it to show the entire football world this afternoon that in 3 straight TV appearances, Purdue, Ohio State, and now Washington, that they can win the big ones under old Bo George Patton Schembechler. And they did it. So I can blast the Bo George Patton scoring horn to start out 1981. And let's give it a blast. The Bo George Patton scoring horn, and the last but certainly not least, this fighting band of cotton-picking Wolverine players won this ball game for themselves. They wanted to prove to themselves that they were better than the so-called experts picked them to be back in September. You remember this championship Wolverine team, this Rose Bowl victorious team? Remember they were picked by the so-called experts to finish no better than third, and some of them even picked them fourth behind Indiana, Purdue, and Ohio State. And these players wanted to prove to themselves that those 2 losses to Notre Dame and South Carolina were flukes. And if you can take just one play out of each one of those games, it could very easily be 12-0 in the season right now for Michigan, and the Wolverines could be number 1 in the country. But after all, they have to save something for next year. And how do I feel right now? I guess you can imagine how I feel. I feel just like I do on Saturday afternoons in the fall, back there in little old Ann Arbor town, just about 10 minutes before kickoff, when over 100,000 fans anxiously wait for that great Michigan band to come pouring out of that eastern tunnel onto Canham's carpet. You all know what I mean. You remember how they flow out of there in a 2-step cadence. They pour over the eastern sideline, they form the mighty Block M, and they break out with the greatest college fight song ever written, the Michigan Victors. That's when you get goose pimples all over. You get chills up and down your spine. Your blood turns maize and blue, and you become part of the winningest tradition in the entire 85-year history of Big Ten football. That's how I feel right now, bathed in maize and blue roses, here in Pasadena, California. And the final score again, Michigan 23, Washington 6. Doesn't that sound beautiful? In the Rose Bowl, would you believe it? Michigan 23, Washington 6. Bo Schembechler has just won the greatest victory of his fabulous coaching career at Michigan. At least it'll be his most coveted victory. And old General Bo has got to feel right now just like General Douglas MacArthur must have felt when he finally returned to the Philippines in those dramatic days of World War II. This is what every Michigan football fan has dreamed about since January 1st of 1965, when the Wolverines last won a Pasadena Classic. Victory has 1,000 fathers, and they're all down in that Michigan locker room right now. This is what the great Michigan spirit is all about. We'll be right back with the statistical facts of this great Wolverine Rose Bowl victory, along with Michigan coaches Jerry Hamlin and Bill McCartney. All this victorious Rose Bowl fanfare will be coming right up. Over this, the winning message. Over this, the great Rose Bowl winning voice of Michigan football, WJR, Detroit.